Hello lovelies and welcome to today's full body strength and toning class. You do need weights for today's class because that is how we are going to build those beautiful muscles. If you do have options at home, I would recommend something a little bit heavier for the legs and then something a little bit lighter for the arms. But if you don't have options, you only have one set of dumbbells, we're going to use what we have. For this workout, you do want to be lifting heavy. If it doesn't challenge you, it won't change you. So make sure you do have something that is going to be very challenging by those last few reps of each exercise. We're going to really focus on keeping everything slow and controlled today, especially in those eccentric, the down parts of every exercise, because that's where we really do build that strength and build that muscle. Don't need anything other than some weights and maybe a little bit of soft surface beneath you. So when you're ready, grab those, grab some water, and let's get started. So we're going to start today's class with some squats into gorilla rows. So we're using both of our dumbbells. Bringing the dumbbells in front of us, we're going to take a nice big squat, hinging over slightly, and then we roll the weights up, pulling elbow back towards the hip. Drop and lift from there. Big squat, roll the weights up, pulling those elbows towards the hips, and down, up from there. We want to come into a nice wide squat, so we're turning the feet out, coming down into that deep squat. Big roll up through the weights, down and up, really nice, keep going. Perfect, so we've got our 20-second rest and then we're going to repeat that once more. With our row, we want to make sure that we're pulling those elbows up and back, so the elbows are coming towards the hip rather than just straight up to the chest. Get nice and deep in that squat, and we want to set up legs really wide here. Deep, wide squat, row, down and up from there. Really nice. So you're taking your rest here and then we're going to get into some side lunges with a lateral raise. We're going to do both sides twice. So we do on the right side first, then we're going to take our little rest, repeat on the left and then repeat the whole thing. So for our side lunges, we're taking a big lunge out to the side, coming down. And as we come up, we're taking the weights out into that lateral raise. Lunging down, send the bum back behind you, lift, and out into our lateral raise. For that raise, think of leading with the elbows and keeping those little fingers nice and high on the weight. Really nice. Taking your 20-second rest, we're going to repeat that on the other leg and then we're going to repeat the whole thing again. Just getting set up, ready for those lunges. Take a nice big step out. We come down into our lunge, send the booty back, pressing up to standing and into our lateral raise. Think of sending the bum back rather than lowering down through the chest. Really nice. Taking your quick 20-second rest and then we're going to repeat those lunges on each side again. getting ready to come into our side lunge, big step out. Remember, we're sending the bum back and down rather than just dropping through the chest. And then in those lateral raises, we want to get those elbows up to the shoulders. Really nice, 20-second rest, and then finally we're going to repeat those lunges once more. Oh, those lateral raises are getting tough. Really working the shoulders, really working the booty here. Let's get ready. Send that bum back and down, and then coming up into those lateral raises for the last time. Really getting into the shoulders to start here. Really nice. So taking a quick rest, we're going to come into some RDLs next. So our setup for these, we want the weights right in front of us here, keeping them nice and close to the body. We're going to hinge at the hips. Think of sending the hips backwards rather than lowering the weights. So we send the hips back behind us, weights come down and up from there. So sending the hips back, weights stay nice and close to the body. Once the hips can't go back any further, you're going to squeeze the glutes, come up from there. Staying nice and flat through the back. Really nice. Taking your quick 20-second rest, and then we're going to repeat those once more. With our RDLs, we don't want to round through the back, and we also don't want to just lower and lift the weight. We really want to initiate that movement through the hips, sending the hips back, hinging through those hips, and then snapping up from there. Really nice. So taking a rest for our next exercise, we are just going to be using the one weight, so you can pop one of those down. We're going to come into a clean and press. So we want our feet a little bit wider than hip distance apart. We're going to have a nice little soft bend, and we bop down through the knees, press up, and we flip the weight up and over, press from here. Lower, drop down, little bend through the knees as we press up, keep the weight nice and close to the body, and press from there. Using a little bit of power for that core here as well. Squeeze the glutes every time you snap. So bend through the hips, we snap at the waist, squeeze the glutes, pull that weight up, and press from there. Really nice. So we're going to repeat that on the other side. Again, it's that bend through the knees. We snap at the waist, squeezing the glutes as we pull the weight up to that shoulder and press from there. When you press, try to avoid arching through that lower back. Hips stay tucked under and we're nice and flat here. Really nice. It's going to take 20 seconds rest here, and then we're going to repeat those both once more on each side. So setting up a little bit wider than hip distance apart. We've got that bend through the knees. We snap at the hips as we pull the weight up and press from there. Lower with control, little bit of power as you come up and press from there. Really nice. Taking your rest here, and then we're just going to finish those clean and press by repeating that on the other side. So big bend through the knees. We give that a little snap of the hips. We're keeping the weight close, close, close to the body as we flip up and press from there. So the weight stays nice and close to the body as we pull up to the shoulder. Remember to squeeze those glutes. You're using the power of the legs to help get that weight into position here. Really nice. It's going to come into some hammer curls to tricep extensions next. So for our hammer curls, we want both weights. We're going to have it so that our palms are facing inwards. I'm going to curl the weight up. From here, we lower, hinge through the hips, and we come into our tricep extension. Stand up, hammer curl, lower, hinge through the hips. We're coming into that tricep extension. It's a real burner for those biceps and triceps. You should definitely be feeling this one. Really nice. Taking a quick rest, grab some water if you need to, and we're just going to repeat that once more. Give those arms a little bit of a shake out of coming into that next. So getting set up for that nice hammer curl. We curl all the way up, all the way down, hinge through the hips and back into our tricep extension. All the way up, all the way down, hinge through the hips and back into that tricep extension. Really nice, keep going. Really nice. So next we're just going to use one weight for the rest of today's class. We're coming all the way down on the mat. We're going to get into some glute bridges next. So we want to rest the weight on our hips, Tucking the hips under and pressing down through the heels of the feet. We're gonna roll up, squeeze and hold at the top, and lower down from there, nice and slow. We roll up, we're just supporting the weight with the hands, so we're not using the hands to help lift the weight. Try not to overextend through the back, the hips stay tucked under, and we're just coming up until the knees, the hips and the shoulders are in a nice straight line. Really nice, staying down here for our 20-second rest. We're gonna repeat that once more. So in this position, really think of tucking those hips under. We're drawing those lower abs in and up so that we're supporting the spine here. We're not overarching the back as we come up. That looks like this. My hips are overextending. I'm using a lot of lower back instead. Hips stay tucked under and we just roll up. Squeeze and hold those glutes at the top for a little second and then down from there. All of the weight is pressing through the heels of both feet. Really nice. So we're gonna end today's class with a little bit of core work. We have 2 exercises. So for our full sit-up that we're coming into next, you might wanna just extend the legs a little bit lower down the mat. Now take that weight and place it up over the chest, not over the face, over the chest, and then holding it nice and secure, you're gonna lift up, coming into a full sit-up. Get that weight up nice and high, and then down from there, really nice. Curling up. Again, you can move the feet a little bit further away from the body if you need to, and you can also do this without the weight if it's a little bit too challenging for you. If your dumbbell handle is big enough, you can hold onto it with both hands, making that a little bit more secure. Really nice, just resting that dumbbell at the side. We're gonna repeat that once more, and then we have one last abs exercise to finish off today's class. Grabbing hold of the dumbbell, pressing it up over the chest. We curl all the way up and all the way down. Really nice. For our last exercise, we are just gonna pop those weights to the side. We're not using those for the last one. We're gonna come into a little bit more abdominal work, coming into our reverse crunch. So placing the hands at the side, just making sure that they're pressing down into the mat for a little bit of support. We bring the legs up into table position. We're gonna pull them in towards the chest and then send them out. In towards the chest, and then send them out. If you would like to support the head, neck and shoulders, make this a little bit more challenging, you can do. Really nice, pull those knees in for a little bit of a release. Placing the feet on the mat, you can rock those hips side to side. To end today's class, we're just gonna repeat that once more. You can do this. Bringing the hands to our side, pressing the forearms down, legs in tabletop position. We extend the legs out, pull the knees in. Extend the legs out, pull the knees in. If you want to lift the head, neck and shoulders and support the head, you can do, making this a little bit more challenging. Oh, pull those knees in, my abs are on fire. Well done for making it all the way through that full body strength and toning workout. I know my arms, my legs and my abs are definitely going to feel that one tomorrow. If you did like today's workout, make sure to give it a big thumbs up and drop a comment down below because it really helps support my channel. And I can't wait to see you in the next workout, so make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn those notifications on. Bye!